The moment I stepped to the front door into the packed living room, I felt it, an invisible line snapping into place between me and everyone else. Isla was laughing with a group of friends, her arm thrown around a man I didn't recognize. She didn't even look my way. She dragged me here. I'd told her I didn't want to be social tonight, that I wanted to stay home, but she'd insisted. "You need to loosen up," she'd said, smiling that smile that used to melt me. Tonight it felt like a taunt. I lingered in the doorway, trying to talk myself into joining her, imagining that a small joke or a friendly smile would pull me back into the circle. But the harder I tried, the clearer it became. She was ignoring me. Conversation flowed on, laughter rolled around the room, and not one of those 100 faces turned toward me. My chest tightened. I felt diminished, like a shadow in my own life. I drifted from group to group, offering polite nods and forced smiles, but the sting of being passed over followed me. Every laugh from Isla's circle felt like a blade twisting inward. I wanted to leave to escape the humiliation, but something kept me there, the foolish hope she'd notice me, that she'd sweep me up like she used to. Minutes crawled. I watched her lean toward the dark-haired man, their heads nearly touching as they whispered. My stomach dropped. My hands curled into fists at my sides. How long had this been happening? How long had I been reduced to background scenery in my own marriage? Eventually, I couldn't stand it. I mumbled an excuse to a friend, pushed through the crowd, and stepped out into the cool night. The relief of space hit me, but so did a hollow ache. I pressed my back against the brick and closed my eyes, trying to steady myself. My mind kept replaying the scene, the way she laughed at his words, the flip of her hair as if she wanted to be seen. I felt like I was seeing her for the first time, and it scared me. My phone buzzed. I glanced down and saw her name. My heart lurched. "Come back," the message read. I stared at it, disbelief and anger tangled together. The tone felt casual, almost mocking. I typed without thinking. "Why should I? You ignored me all night." Her reply came almost immediately. "I know. I just wanted you to see what it feels like." The words landed like a hammer. I sank down on the steps, gripping my phone until my knuckles whitened. What did that mean? I whispered into the night. The message blinked on the screen. Simple, unsettling, disturbingly honest. I turned the phone off and shoved it into my pocket. I couldn't face her. I walked without direction, trying to sort the raw knot of emotions: betrayal, shame, grief. There was something deliberate in what she'd done, as if she wanted to show me, exactly and publicly, how little I mattered. By the time I returned home, the party had thinned. The house was quiet, a stark contrast to the noise I'd fled. I watched her move through the living room, picking up her purse and coat like nothing had happened. I wanted to shout for answers, to demand why she humiliated me in front of everyone, but I followed her with my eyes, hoping for a sign, remorse, an apology, anything. When I finally spoke, my voice trembled from emotion more than anger. "Why?" She turned slowly, a flicker of surprise crossing her face. "Why? What?" She asked as if I'd asked about the weather. "Why tonight? Why him? Why pretend I don't exist?" Her eyes softened for a heartbeat, but there was a distance in them that made my chest ache. "I wanted you to feel it," she said, "to understand what I've been feeling. Ignored, unseen." I told her I had noticed her every day. I had been trying, reaching out for months to bridge the gap between us. She just pushed me away. She sighed as if it were inevitable. "Maybe I did," she admitted. "Maybe I wanted to see if you would fight for me." I laughed, bitter and hollow. "Fight for you? I'm fighting every day. Tonight you made me feel smaller than ever, like a stranger in my own home." She stepped closer and reached for my hand. I recoiled. "Don't. Not until I understand why you'd humiliate me. Not until I understand why you wanted this." Her gaze faltered. "I didn't mean to humiliate you," she whispered. "But I want to know if you even notice me anymore. If you even care." The honesty cut, but it didn't heal. It only widened the split that had been growing for months. I had noticed her, seen the little things, felt the distance. But her stunt felt like cruelty dressed as experiment. She argued that maybe I was blind too, ignoring her in different ways. Her words landed like truth and made the pain sharper. We had both been failing. I can't do this anymore, I said, the words heavy as stones. I can't be in a relationship where I have to compete for acknowledgement, where my presence isn't enough. I loved you, Isla. I still do, but I need more than invisible caring. I need trust. I need honesty. I need to feel wanted, not tested. She didn't argue. She looked at me, sad, maybe guilty, maybe frustrated, the expression shifting between things I couldn't name. Silence stretched between us, suffocating and complete. I grabbed my coat and moved toward the door, my hand shaking. She called my name, soft, urgent, but I didn't turn back. I walked into the night. The cold bit my cheeks, each step a painful affirmation. The next morning her message arrived. I didn't mean for it to hurt this much. Come back, please. I stared at it, feeling longing and fury in equal measure. I realized then that we were standing at a crossroads, where love and pain collided, and hope alone couldn't hold things together. I could forgive. I might try, but I couldn't forget. I put the phone down and walked a window. The sun was rising over the city, indifferent and steady, illuminating the distance between us. My heart ached, but a strange clarity settled in its place. I had to choose myself before I chose anyone else. For now, choosing myself meant walking away, even though it was the hardest thing I'd ever done.